Welcome back to what I guess I've kind of promised will be the last episode of this game. Here we are. Nice clear sky, some snow. And just us and nature. Granny's final challenge. I'll talk to this guy again. Hey. Now, why are you here? Didn't you just tell me not to? Whatever. Okay. Curious how tough this will be to master, but we'll see. Because we've got stuff to do on here. I do actually like how unnatural, though, it feels right here, where you just can kind of toss down. Because you can see that you're just kind of getting dropped off into a little formation down here. I like how slowly the sound in the distance becomes more and more quiet. Jeez, this is gonna be... balance-wise, this might be rough. If I remember right, you have to do turns here, too. I think you have to do everything but tricks here for a ranking. Although I'm not totally sure. Keep in mind, though... In fact, I don't know if he said anything about where he was hiding. But the orienteering guy very well might be hidden somewhere here. It could be tricky to find. Even within all of this. I suspect the Bigfoot probably won't be too hard to find. In fact, if I remember right, I think I saw the Bigfoot's hideout here. The first time I came in. Slow down there, Granny. Off on the right. On the left you got some cool... bones and whatnot here, though. Sir. Oh, is the Yeti not actually here? Is the Yeti not home? Oh, hold up. Unchuck. I figured the Yeti would be here. Huh. This seemed to me to be the place for Yeti finding. This is where it ends, that's interesting. Yeah, time, turning, balance, and speed. Let's try working on your fundamentals. I guess that means not losing your balance. Okay, the entrance is through a tree past its prime. So that's the dead tree that, or seemingly dead tree that marks the entrance. Oh, so he's gonna be on the left. Because that's where the fossil is. I wanna make sure. I wanna go talk to the Animaleer guy and make sure that I understood what he said as well. If I remember right, he basically just said, yeah, I don't think he said anything more specific than being like somewhere people don't go. Although if the Animaleer person doesn't appear here at night, I don't know why he wouldn't. Although I look at that, the guy on the left just disappeared. If he doesn't appear, then the Yeti probably doesn't appear at night either. Although I don't know why it would be dependent on time of day. So that's interesting. One, I'm curious if the game ever acknowledges you running out of questions. Maybe it just starts all over again. What's the point, though? There was at one point a, there was at one point, an announcement on the intercom pertaining to him, but I don't remember what they said. I do have rips of all the things that people say over the intercom in this game, though. I just haven't listened to them yet. I want to listen to them after I complete the game. So what I'll do is I'll get all those set up and listened to and commented on later after I finish this. Where was the guy? Was he on Rabbit? It might be that it doesn't appear for some reason at night. I thought he was here. If that's the case, I can go back during the day. Where's the closest? To the entrance. I might have to go back to the Yeti during the day, but first I'll look for the orienteering person, I think. One last announcement?
Thank you for visiting the Happy Ski Resort today. Attention all skiers. A lift ticket in a black case has been found. Will the owner please come to the Lost and Found at the Information Center to claim it?
Something's weird about coming over this hill though, and you just see like, you don't see much of anything just because of how this hill is. You really just see for a second there. It's gonna be hard to go down this part without losing my balance. Jeez, this is gonna be rough. It's ice, so you don't have much control either, turning-wise. Anyways. I realized I didn't finish a thought just then, but it was something that I think you guys already have the gist of anyways. So now, yep, there he is, right on the left. Oh, hey, picture! Shoot. We got a choice to make here. And presumably they'll both stay here? What do you want? It's like a nice little jump shot. So you can hear the ambience in the background still. There is still one song in this game, I don't know where you hear it. It's really strange. You! Game. I had a feeling it would do that. Alright, down we go again. Well, that's interesting. That might be a faster way to get moving, actually. To cancel your startup animation and then just start pumping a lot. You can pump faster, it seems like, if you're going slower. I don't think it matters if you hit walls, just as long as you don't lose your balance from it. So this part you would want to be really careful, I think. But after that, I think you can actually be a lot less concerned about yourself. Presumably for turns you'd want to just use parts like this one to do lots of turns. Yeah, because you have some nice open areas where you can easily do lots of turns. I guess you'd want to go on the left for turning reasons and just for not hitting things. In fact, it's really easy to do lots of turns without actually moving sideways. Ooh. Oh well. You know, you can't. I think you literally can't see it, but okay. Well, yes, explore too. You gotta know where you gotta ski to. I do think it's kind of funny how the orienteering kind of like suddenly leads you to this location at the end by actually telling you to go to its out, like that where it spits you back out first. Wonderful. Especially telling people to come here. Very nice. That was a lot of talking, and I'm perfectly okay with that. Oh, thank you. No, it's weird as I say. Addressing me by name. Okay, well, you don't have much time left for all this. For this last episode. Or run out of battery for this last episode. And that's nice, the emulator actually keeps track of my battery, apparently. It's not a feature I would have assumed it would have, but I am using an actual Wii remote, of course. But I wouldn't have been surprised if that feature wasn't implemented, keeping track of the battery in the game. Okay, though. So what I'll do, I think I'll come back at night afterwards. But for the moment, I'll come back during the day just for... just for a Bigfoot. And it's okay if we go a little bit over time for this episode. It's the last one. Okay, thank you, game. I might have something I can steal batteries from in here if I need to, but before then, let's see what we can do. Also, what's my little icon on the bottom? It's not very pretty, but I imagine it'll be something cooler once I get everything. Being a little bit more comfortable with this place, though. I do wish we had something a little bit... well, we do have a little more wide open part at the end, I guess. I think this part, it's less about not hitting walls, more about just not hitting walls so fast you lose your balance. It's so thin and jagged. But one of the things I loved about the mountain was that you had big, wide open areas too. Here you have something like that. But you don't have like the vast expanse and like the sense of awe that you have on the mountain in the sequel. Or that you have in Untracked and SSX for that matter. Really? More? Sure. You're gonna kick me out though. Darn it, whatever. It's fine.
Why?
It once. You're not gonna comment on being in this weird place? Whatever. I do wish these guys had different dialogue for each spot. That took a moment to appear for some reason.
Lovely.
And... oh, no comment on battery. Alright, so back up we go. And yeah, this episode's about at time, but we'll go over. No concern. We're real close to finishing up, anyways. And plus it would be the last episode of the week anyways. Or for me, for the night. There's an hour left of Christmas for finishing this game. With this game, so finishes Christmas. Okay. I do kind of like the idea of going into trees here, though. Which, of course, has its consequences, but still. What are you doing there, Granny? You're not going up anything. She lost her bearings for a second there. But now I suspect the Yeti will be home. I guess the Yeti's just not... Maybe the Yeti's asleep at night. I don't know. It's hard to not hit things here. Because you can't really turn. Yeah, though, it feels like the secret course in the sequel is really just... Oh, careful there. Catch yourself. An extension of this? That is interesting. Yes, I do. Well, that's a nice sound you make. Yeah! Well, what exactly is happening to that meat there? Is it like being chilled? Where do you get that meat from? Oh, I don't recognize this music. I guess I don't usually play it this long. Well, we're here to appreciate things, so... Oh, was the Yeti smiling in the other signs we saw of it? Or is it just smiling here? Oh, those are pictures on the back. Like, pictures of, I don't know, like Yeti family? The one on the top right is actually the icon for the course. That's cool. Of course. Oh, actually, to stand up here, it's beautiful. I get to set foot on Yeti soil. Or ice. Oh no, no! Darn it! 1 second, I'm gonna have to pause the recording. My battery died. 1 second. Alright, I'm back. Oh, sorry, I haven't unfrozen the game though. There we go. Poached some batteries off of my Xbox 360 controller. Oh, I can see inside the meat! Whoops. Textures, guys. Oh, but the game doesn't seem to realize that I... Hold up here. Sorry, 1 second. So it's a little bit more receptive to me connecting and disconnecting the controller if I have the controller window open in the emulator. Okay, I'm reconnected. There we go. I don't regret never seeing his dialogue for not adding it to your album. Farewell, sir. And yes, the sound that the Yeti makes as well. Okay, so there's that. I guess the Yeti was just asleep earlier. Alright, but it feels more appropriate to finish this game at night, as nice as it looks during the day. I like the snowman on the left there too. As nice as it looks during the day, it's in the evening when things come to an end. And it's about midnight here too. Where I am, that is to say. Although I would like to take a look at this now. Rescue. Is that like a I guess that's multiplayer only? Or something like that? I wish I could see that. I have no idea what that is. Huh. Apparently you don't get stars for it though. Do you not get to see the dialogue for it though, out of curiosity? Nope. Good job. Yeah, you never get to see the dialogue again. Oh well. More photos. So I imagine we're still missing some. Yeah. A number of them. We got a lot. At the very least. I love that up there. And some of them just get added on their own, which is interesting. Oh wait, what's it say if I, what's it say for meeting the Yeti? Cute bear. Friendly Yeti. Alright though. Time to finish things. Off to our final challenge. The last thing to do here. Wait. There is something else to do. Wait, so C, B, A, S, S plus. There's one more star to get. I don't know what the last star is for, actually. I don't think there's a way to, like, keep track of which stars you have and haven't gotten. I apparently miscounted, which is odd. I don't think you get... It would be weird if you got 1 star for answering all the questions, too, so I don't think that's it. I can still run into this guy, but that complicates things. I thought I counted it out. But just not belong to Ursa. I'm not familiar with, and I didn't figure that badgers are Ursidae. Are they? I don't know anything about sloth or speckled bear though. Are speckled bears panda bears? I have no idea. Was I expected to know what Ursidae means? Or is it Ursidae, I guess? I think in Latin usually that's how you pronounce AE. Whose rules? But no, he's not really giving up, so I don't think he's the answer. The question is, where else do I go then? Unless there's actually one final star for mastering everything else and then doing something, which could be the case. I just didn't figure it would be. I'll do one last quick scan of everything, I think. Before... Well, actually, what I should probably do is see if I missed anything on here.
How's it going?
Ten. I know I did all these. I know I did those. I know I did these. I know I did those. I know I just finished that. Unless rescue is a thing I actually have to do, or something weird like that. Oh. I might have to look it up or something in a minute, actually. Unless, like, it would be a weird thing that only appears... it would be weird for it to only appear after I do everything else. But, I think we'll just find out on our own. I'll go down and master this last thing here. And once there's only one more star for me to get, I will see if... My nunchuck died again. I'll see if some new opportunity arises somehow. If I can't find anything else, I'll probably just look up, if I can't even find what the what rescue is in this game. I figure it's probably just a multiplayer only thing if I haven't had access to it yet. But what annoying thing is it's gonna be hard to restart here each time. Oh well. We have 45 minutes until Christmas is over. Man, my nunchuck too. I'm really running out of everything here. I can't go too slow here because it's based on time and whatnot too, but... Darn it. I think the main challenge is just gonna be that beginning part there. Really, the worst thing I think is just that I have to take a while to get back every single time. In the sequel, they actually added the secret course to your... Jeez. My nunchuck. They actually added the secret course to your map once you got there the first time. I'm gonna try to go down here without going too slow. Because I remember I can hit walls, just can't stumble. Of course, once I have opportunity, I can just start doing turns. Like this. I'm nervous about doing turns right here. Dude, more pictures? You can calm down for now. I don't need a picture right now. Ah, speed. My nunchuck though is just dying constantly. My nunchuck just cannot take it. Like, it really can't. I can only turn one way right now. It's turning constantly now. Like, my nunchuck's actually, like, dying, it feels like. And now's not the time for that. Like, I'm at the very end of the game, guys. Come on. Gonna blow on the connector. It's a tried and true Nintendo tradition. There you go. But yeah, we're gonna need to get some more speed, I guess. Man, it only lasted a few seconds. My nunchuck now. Which makes life a lot harder. I don't know if I have another one. It could also be my controller that's doing this too, instead of just the remote. And I think the biggest issue is just this part here. It's really hard not to... Ah! Oh. Mess something up there. I don't know if it's better to start here or the next spot over. But yeah, that one part is just brutal. You have this jagged line you need to move along. Also, the rating starts a little earlier. A little bit before the course itself does. I don't know how many turns I actually need to do or anything like that either. I may also need to go a little bit more directly through these trees here. That's probably a little bit faster. I'd also presumably go faster here if I crouched, but I don't know how many turns I need to do. That's the annoying thing. You have to balance these different elements, but you don't know how to balance them. There we go. I don't think I can really go back up that picture. So that's almost everything. So if I can't find out what else there is to do for that last star... Like there's a rescue event apparently somewhere. That might be a multiplayer thing or something. I might have to look it up real quick. But otherwise, like we've mastered the whole slope. Everything you see on here, and even things you don't see here. I wonder if, like, one last event will appear if I come down here, for instance, or something like that. Or if maybe if I reload the slope or something. Something weird like that. Because what's intriguing here is that I'm missing one star, but I've completed every event.
Thank you for visiting the Happy Ski Resort today. Attention all skiers. Will Ms. Kai from Druaga Island please come
Do you know what that's from?
Yeah.
But there's this one rescue I'm really curious about. But so I don't know how much there is to find about this game online, but if I don't see anything when I come down here, I can check on all the slopes or something too, but or at least next to all the ski lifts. I don't see anything down here at least. If I don't see any events, I'll just look up online to see like what, if I can find any record of what this rescue thing is, if that has to do with what the last star is. And anyway, if anyone else got into the situation of having only one star left and not knowing what it is, that sort of thing. So we can finish things up tonight. There's a picture, I guess I can do that. Do that real quick. Just to have a little bit more of this game done.
Who's this?
Yes, yes, you explained this plenty, dude. Beautiful. Okay. Nobody here. Nothing here. Going backwards in order here by ski lift. Yeah, one thing I did want to do in this game. Well, I can do it later, I guess, if I do it. But nothing up on the top here or anything? Nothing special for like ringing the bell after doing everything else? Apparently not. Alright, so what I'll do real quick is I'll just look up online how to, if I can find anything about how to get this last star. So, I'll be back in a second. Okay. So, I looked very, very briefly. Someone just asking rescue missions? I see that there's a mission called that? Or how do you access it? And someone said that it's at the beginning of Owl. I don't see anyone to talk to here. It could be a time of day thing. I don't know if there's anything you need to do to unlock it or anything like that either. I don't see it here. It could be a daytime thing. And if I don't... I read like the bare minimum about this. So I might have to look a little bit more if I don't see anything here. But it said someone at the top of Owl that you can talk to about this. Interestingly, they specifically named what the person was wearing too. I don't know why they would. I was told they'd be wearing red. But I don't think they'd be too far down here. I'm gonna check a little bit more. One moment. Oh boy. So you know how I was wondering if you had to do a certain thing to complete the game? We have to do that thing, I'm sorry. I might make a bonus episode of this. I'll make like a race to finish. You know what? No, it's a long episode. I don't care. It's a Christmas present. Ski school! We're going to ski school! Granny's gotta graduate ski school to do The Last of Us. For some reason. For the rescue mission to appear, you have to complete ski school. I don't know why. Let's learn. Let's master the basics. I don't think we ever got a ski school uniform for some reason. You got that in the sequel. This is our final exam. This is our ski mastery exam. There you go. Yeah. Let's see if there's anything interesting you missed about this game, I guess. Thankfully, I don't think we have to do all the tricks in this game. I don't think. I can do it, dude. I do like how they introduce... I do like how they have dynamic music here. That's always a thing I like seeing in games. Stop, Granny. Stop. There you go. She wasn't as good at stopping in her older years, but... Okay. So interesting, I think you can actually... Yeah, you can cancel out of skating actually, which might actually be faster. Speedrunning techniques. But I do love it when games actually have reactive music and things like that. I like how you have that little effect where things start out a little bit more straightforward, or they start a little bit more calm in this game, in the tutorials, and then more music kicks in when more instruments kick in when you start. I can go for extra credit. We can break too. I guess just to be a master skier, you gotta. That is one way of thinking of this as more of an exam than being forced to study things again that we already know how to do. I don't usually do that by accident, but I find it weird in the diagrams of this game how they show people turning. They seem to, like, I twist the remotes. That's a good way of thinking of it? Yeah, you can't actually turn the way that it doesn't work turning the way that the diagram turns. You can't rotate, like, you can't pivot to turn in this game. You actually have to twist the red controllers. Granny's got lots of practical street knowledge, but she needs the book skills too. Or at least she needs to prove she has them. Yeah, braking during a turn is where your most precise control in this game comes from. And you start to do it without really thinking about it, but... Granny can turn, believe me, man. It would have been cool to get 100% by mastering the mountain, but again, I guess what we can view this as is having our final exam. And it is kind of interesting reviewing how there's a decent number of mechanics in this game, which I guess there kind of has to be because otherwise, like, and this game is just skiing around for the most part. Any of the different events are usually some variation on that. Definitely turned that one time, okay. This is the one I actually had to come to ski school for, because I forgot how to do it. I knew it was a thing, I just forgot how to do it. Well, you can hardly pull off tricks in this game to begin with. Oh, this is the one I thought it was, actually. Oh well. So moguls, I did the tutorial on, not the Weedle themselves. There we go, now we apply them to the moguls. Half an hour till the end of Christmas. Look at what this guy does. This guy is superhuman. He manages to actually perfectly synchronize everything. So what's the failure condition here, out of curiosity? Well, it says stay on your feet. I guess that's the main thing. But you can't steer the way this guy seems to while you're... Good job. That was not okay, but whatever. Aha! But you can't steer over moguls. I feel like you should learn how to fall and get back up sooner rather than later. They teach you advanced techniques before that, for some reason. In this case, I think we'll just lose our balance as we start. Whoa, what was that? Game just threw me into a wall. Man, if this was a couple years ago, I would have thought that was like the evil forces of that. But I don't think they need to intrude on this continuity too. The extended Keyblade Blocks universe. I feel like we should learn how to stand well before any of these other things. I don't think it's about speed, getting up quickly. I think it's more that you nearly can't get up if you don't do this. That is really entertaining to see. In fact, now I'm curious. Now I'm really curious. Oh, what? You failed. You did not stumble. Oh, darn it, Nunchuck. Come on now. We're almost done here. Not quite, dude. No! Ah. No! I'm just trying to face upwards as I fall over. As I feel like that has potential for interesting things happening. I don't know what the precise mechanic is here. I apologize for wasting time. It's weird. What precisely decides how this works? Is it like my location? Is it like my speed? Why was that a failure? Whatever. Gonna make a beeline for the— Whoa! Okay, I think this is enough. I think that's sufficient. Thank you. I want to see, though, and this has been being silly, but I want to... Whoa! It's like it's timed or something? I'm not sure how it works exactly. I can't quite predict when I'm going to... Oh, it's like I'm playing bowling. Bowling with grannies. Or with granny singular, I guess. Darn it, it's really, really hard to aim yourself this way. The motion controls, of course, don't help. Ah! I know it'd be nice if I could go fast and actually, like, slam into him, but... Darn it, if I'm turned just a little bit. And you guys have the luxury of being able to skip this if you think what I'm trying to do here is too stupid. I'm just trying to make it entertaining as I... Whoa! As I try to go through the tutorial here. Which, of course, is resulting in, like, an hour-long video, but... Oh, what was that? I find it interesting, though, that I failed for hitting a wall earlier. But I could just, like, do this? But then I, like, fly over him. Guess I have to make an effort to go slow. Why do somewhere like... Ah! Why is this difficult to do? There we go! Takes a while to get up, though. Regardless. Beautiful. Strike. He's proud of me. That's the last thing you learn. Oh, you don't actually have to do... Oh, jeez. Do I might actually have to do these. Oh no. I forgot grabs are even in this game. Alright, I guess this is part of our... Satisfied with just jumping. You're hardly even jumping in this game. But I guess our final exam means how to do all this too. Let's see if I can remember how to do all these too, though. All these tricks without... Well, the game's gonna be telling me on screen how to do it in multiple places, so I can't really pretend that this is me having to recall how to do all of these, but oh well. But we'll get through these. Okay, off we go. I still never found what that one song was. It's very calm, like, thinking song. But I believe other people have already put up the soundtrack for this game, at least the non-radio music, so... I was looking at the description for a second, just out of curiosity. So you can look for that yourself, I suppose. I don't know what... I mean, they don't have names in the game's files or anything, they're just numbered. So I don't really know how much to call it or anything. I don't remember what its number is either. It's hard to get this game to detect tricks sometimes, if you want to do a specific one. Not that it usually matters doing a specific one, because you get the same number of points for them. Snap. I love that. And you just move them outwards, you're not moving them upwards. If the controllers are anywhere near your head, you're doing this trick wrong. Yeah, like the diagram there. Granny. So notice I tried to do a Cossack. I did a Twister the one time. And when I try to do Spread Eagle, I did a Twister and a Cossack as well. There we go. I like Spread Eagle too. I think it's a music looking trick, but I can't do it very consistently. And the actual movements for these are totally different. And yet still, I mean, the downside to the sequel having more to its trick system is that it expects you to actually do tricks and make combos and whatnot, and you might have seen that second one was supposed to be Twister 2. You might have seen in my playthrough of Whiskey and Snowboard that it got really, really frustrating at one point, trying to get high scores. Can I do more than one? Out of curiosity. Yeah, beautiful. 15 minutes till the end of Christmas. Do they do all the flips separately? There's no need for that. Okay. I wonder how they came up with how you do flips in this game. Because there's not really an obvious connection between what you actually do and what happens in reality, aside from holding direction on the D-pad. Next one is on backflips, and then after this, side flips, I imagine? Oh well. Finish our little mastery exam, I guess. Mastery of the air as well. Almost done. And just for completeness, I might do the Twister after this too. Not Twister, Corkscrew as well. Which I think is after this trick here. I do think it's silly that they also have an event where you get stars by doing all of these. But oh well. I mean, preferably I actually would have... Where we go? That's close, similar. Preferably I would have actually completed this stuff and the rescue before completing the... the Bigfoot course, but... Oh well. Again, I can still paint this as in a certain way. It unfortunately gives us kind of a slow ending to the game, which wasn't my intention. It also is turning out to be like almost an entire extra recording session's worth of stuff to record, because this is almost an hour recording already. But oh well. Hooray. I have the same one. Awesome! Oh, they actually kick you out when you've done all of the lessons. Guess I didn't do a corkscrew, but cool. So you do actually... Yes, I see that. Have to unlock those separately. There is still something we don't have. A couple things we don't have. But we're not ski teachers. In fact, this is, what was it? Advanced or something like that? That outfit? So what we're doing here, we're going to be rescue people. So that means for a second we're not going to be cat people. We're going to be Bandai Namco School. Yes. There we go. We're on the job. And again, if we may... I'd like to do this at night. One last time out, I think, unless I have to do this during the day.
Here I go.
So it sounds like, though, this actual event can be basically anywhere. I'll just jump around until I get to it. Assuming it even does appear during the day. So I first read that it could appear on Owl, but I don't think that's actually true. I think it can appear anywhere, as many other events do. There's a picture, which I guess I might as well take, just for completeness again. I never did take that picture in the... Lots of people taking pictures here. Picture in the Bigfoot course, but oh well. That works. Maybe I should, after this, go to a photo spot and just show all the poses. Just to see what they are. Here we go. Because he actually is at Owl's Nest this time. Huh. Oh, he's actually wearing a Ski Patrol outfit.
Hi.
Huh, so that's where this outfit came from, because you never saw that in the sequel. But you could unlock it. Cool. I don't know why you need to complete the tutorial for this to happen, but okay. Oh, this is where that mechanic came from in the sequel. There is nothing original in the sequel. Aside from Flatland tricks. And the mountain, and that made it worth it. I hear this one is hard. But Our final challenge is helping others. Actually, I feel like we've been doing that this whole time. Whatever. So Granny is graduating from being a great skier herself to helping others ski as well, I guess, is what's happening here. Oh! I'm sorry. Do I have to stop next to you? In the sequel, you don't have to stop by anyone to help them out. Careful there. Granny, stop turning. Yeah, she always turns. I wish she would not do that, but oh well. It might make it hard to do this all in time though if that keeps happening. I don't know. I don't know if it's possible to not do that though. Not turn sideways. But like, we're running out of time. So we're doing what we can. Now we've gone almost half of them now. And we've used less than half the time we had, so I don't think it's too bad. So I didn't like miss anyone. That could also happen, I guess. I've gone over half of them and have used like only a minute and a half out of our 3.5 minutes, so we have a little bit of leeway here, I guess. It's not a lot. It is kind of a weird event, especially because of how awkward stopping is. I really don't know why you have to complete a tutorial to do this. That's an interesting way to finish, regardless, I think. If they at least said, like, oh hey, you, like acknowledging that that they asked for your help because you had completed ski school or something, or like had some kind of qualification, but that's not what happens for some reason. I was a little worried that someone... Nope, we're good. I heard someone say this was hard, but then again, I don't know what kind of demographic usually plays this game and posts about it online. Probably not mine. Alright, last person to help here. 5 minutes to the end of Christmas. And we have become consummate skiers. 160. Good job, Granny.
All right.
Can I? Well, let's see. Yeah, that's a nice icon there. Look at that. Granny, all done. New gear, indeed. More places to see. I still wonder where this one was. Oh no, I know where that is, I think. Actually, no, I'm not sure I do. It looks like it's at the bottom. Oh, there are a few places. You can't actually see these, I don't think, in the game. I should look at those real quick. That's what I'm also curious about. I don't quite recognize it. And I recognize where that is, but like on what course it's on, but still. But no, these ones I don't think are actually accessible locations normally. Oh. You don't have the Santa outfit, but you do have the astronaut outfit for some reason. Not sure why that is. Okay. Okay. I don't think I need to go out wearing those. You don't have the rocket skis. You don't get to have invisible skis in this game either, unfortunately. It seems like. I can keep my ears, I think. Actually. Oh. There we go, ski patrol. There we go. The monkeys are here! Oh, you can't even pose. It just sticks your head on there. Beautiful. I'll save that one. It's awesome. I'm happy I noticed that. Okay, let's look at all 50 poses. Oh, some of these are without skis too. That's nice. So amusing. Look at that, something good, different. These are real silly. I'll see what the descriptions are for those. At the igloo. I love that. Okay. But, so there is, I think now, truly just one last thing to do. That's to put on our favorite gear. And have one last ride down. It's 2 minutes to midnight. I've recorded basically an entire extra recording session's worth of this game, but I think it was fine. And worth it. I don't know what the idea was with the quiz kid. We can take another picture there. Why not? But what I'll do is I'll ride up to the top. And what I might actually do, I don't know, this will take a while. Maybe not this whole way, but I'll ride up part of the way actually riding the gondola as well. Or the lift, I guess it is. It's not really a gondola. And partly because that'll give me time to talk about things.
Lovely.
So this game, in a certain sense, I expected some of what I enjoyed about it, which meant that I didn't have the same surprise from it that I got from Reski and Snowboard as far as enjoying it. Not to mention, I did still this whole time miss some things from the sequel, like being able to actually jump, and that's pretty much it, actually, control-wise. And some of the more extreme stuff you could do in that game, namely the mountain. But regardless, I still enjoy this quite a bit. And well, I think visually it also tends to have a little bit less color than the sequel. I like the sequel gave things a bit more color. I think this game still is most of what I want it to be. Still just having fun, getting to ski around, do stuff in a world. And I think one thing that I do like a lot more about it is you can actually tell what it is you're supposed to do to like play through the game. Because, like, you know what? With the exception of the ski schools and rescue mission, you know what you have to do to complete the game. Like, you're told, complete these tasks to do everything. It's also now midnight. Christmas is over. And with it, this game. Not the song yet, though. Still the silly song. But, the sequel, not even knowing what it is you're looking for with all of those thumbs ups, was a little not so great. They were real, even if you knew what you're looking for in terms of like things to go between and stuff like that. It was so cryptic that it just was not that great unless you really wanted to devote time to it, or more realistically, you want to just look it up. And there was a massive thread on GameFAQs about that whole thing for that very reason. It was in fact GameFAQs threads that helped me find the Rescuers mission here as well. I can see the big Christmas tree from here too. On Fox. I still enjoy the sound design. It's mostly the same sound design. I'm not really angry that this is largely the same thing. The sequel was largely what you'd call an expansion pack sequel. But I think expanded the game in cool ways, especially the mountain. But of course we're here to talk about this game. But it's also similar enough that I don't feel like I'm missing out on that much by going backwards either. I realize how much was shared between the games, but it doesn't bother me that much because it feels like one nice coherent world that I get to just have some fun in. And I recognize the sequel also had reference to this game. I think the statue that you can find in Hedgehog Woods and in the resort in the sequel actually references Happy Ski Resort, this resort here. Little details like being further away from the speakers and behind the information people, and the music being quieter because of it. And encountering the same people a few times, them actually saying goodbye to you, some of them actually having like progressions of you speaking with them, especially the delivery missions, which are fun. Maybe having the same person reappear in the sequel too, which is even cooler. Oh, there's more quiz trivia stuff. I guess that's just, I don't know, just to have fun. It's kind of weird to me that that's there, but oh well. It's something to do, I suppose. Those quiz questions. I don't think this game... I think the sequel risked a little bit overstaying its welcome, but I don't think this one did that at all. I'm not used to seeing things from this angle. Where is that there? Oh, that's Wolf. I guess I'll talk to him real quick, too. But I like that you can just kind of run around and relax in a game like this. Video games tend to have a different mentality than this. They tend to say, like, you have to do these things and go in this order and stuff like that. In this game, it's more, you just do as you wish, as you will. You do have some kind of progression, like going from easier races to harder races or something like that, or from one animal to another. What? I don't know. Where's that said? Is that one, like, totally random? Is there any way to know that one? Those trivia questions are a little weird how they vary. And also not having to rely on tricks is a little bit nice in this game. But you still have the same atmosphere. You still have little things like the hearing things over the intercom. And hearing people do stuff around you and seeing them do stuff around you. And like the weather. Like the one time I had like the perfect weather. And there were fewer people on the slopes because of it. Like that's cool, having rare stuff like that. I really appreciate that. And I was just looking for little things throughout this whole game just to make it feel more like its own little world, and I got that every now and then. As well as like names of the restaurants and stuff like that, and the different places you can go. And of course I helped build my own little world for myself a little bit too. This being like the Granny prequel, which I think was kind of funny. I'm happy that got to be what this was. Getting to reuse the cherished character of Granny, who I just chose as a joke once, very briefly in the sequel. And then I decided, you know what, we're gonna make this a prequel, because it's the game before anyways. And speaking of games not usually being like this, I just don't know what other games there are like this. I spoke about this when I was playing Whiskey and... Oh, I can see you can walk up onto the bleachers there. See, like, there are actually stairs to walk up on there. That's an important, nice little detail. But when I was playing Whiskey and Snowboard, I was talking about this very thing. It was the only thing that I really heard as a suggestion, as far as I remember, I apologize if I forgot anything, was... Oh, this view. I can't even see there's like some kind of city off in the distance too. But the only real suggestion I heard was that there's another game kind of like this one beyond the Wii ski and snowboard games, that being called Go Vacation. I intend to one day look into that. I think that might be where Granny spends her retirement. if Granny is able to make a return in that game. We'll see if she is. I don't know how similar it is in formula to this game. It sounds like it might be kind of similar. I don't know. But to me, the Wii ski and snowboard games, I realize it's not what most people would want. I imagine that most people that play this would think it's a total B title and maybe not all that much of anything. But I enjoyed it regardless of what it is. For being a game that just... It doesn't take itself too seriously, but it's still... Not in the sense that, like, if it doesn't try to convince you that it is what it says it is, I guess is one way you might say it. It has a little world you can be in. And I think that...
Did you know that Wii
Whoa.
supports Dolby Pro Logic 2? If you own a compatible surround sound system, I highly recommend giving it a try. It sounds so real, you'd swear you're right there on the slopes. It looks like there's a bunch of events taking place on the slopes again today.
Nope.
I'm cheering you on from in here, so sign up and show us your stuff.
We're still hearing more events like that. Some of them actually respond to what's happening in the game, which is another nice, cool detail. So I don't know what the other things you can hear are like. The other chatter from the DJ. There's a decent number of them, it looks like, from the game's files. So I have them ripped. I haven't converted them yet, but I will. I've converted one of them just to make sure I can. But I'll do that sometime soon and put those all up on YouTube. And it'll be nice to hear them. And maybe some are unused, I don't know. But I think it's the same enjoyment that some people get out of games like, say, Tomodachi Life or I was just reading earlier today about Animal Crossing. I never played those, and I don't think I would be in a good position to Let's Play those for a few reasons. Which being I don't think they usually have like an end game, like a thing to end the game with. I'd have to somehow decide on like a condition for ending the game. I don't know if I could come up with one. Not to mention lots of other people already play those though. Part of what I like about this is that, well, it's not really the reason I like it, but part of what feels so special about having found it is that it seems to be something that nobody else really, at least not many other people, pay much attention to, because like I was saying, it looks like a total B game. I mean, it doesn't look so special or fancy or unique or anything. Admittedly, it looks very generic. But it feels kind of cheap in some ways sometimes. I still enjoy it. It doesn't stop me from enjoying it. It reuses assets from things and things like that, but what it is still something I find fun in. You just go out and have some fun doing some stuff. I think Animal Crossing at least one of the Animal Crossings has some kind of end goal, just like paying off debt or something, I think, to Tom Nook or something. I never played any of the Animal Crossing games, but I don't think I could really sustain a Let's Play on something like that. But games like this one, but it's still a little bit of a different thing. Those are more like what you might call, I think, like life simulators. Tomodachi Life is more like simulating the lives of me's actually, not yourself, but still. But the idea is more, I think, that you come back and like do stuff from like day to day, and this is more like, it doesn't have that same kind of continuity where like it's just like one thing you're doing, which I think is fine with this. And what Go Vacation sounds like to me. I took a break between Wii Ski and Snowboard and this game. I intend to take a break between this game and Go Vacation, but it's 100% a game I intend to play. I haven't made sure yet, actually, that I can get my hands on it, but I should look into that very, very soon. And I look forward to it. So Go Vacation, to my understanding, has a couple different events you can do. So assuming that anything is remotely similar to this, it might be like a couple smaller little worlds you can do stuff in, or maybe something completely different than that. I don't know. But we'll see what it is. And hopefully it'll be half as fun as this was, because this was fun. And it's something I could have some attachment to. I don't know if I remember the game itself for a long time, if it'll like stick in my memory the way some other games have. Like some other games that I've adored, like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, or the Blinks games, or Jet Set Radio. those games that really had an impact on me. But regardless, I don't know if the game itself had an impact on me because,
Met a little brat
hey,
or child who suddenly quizzes you on topics related to skiing. It's all the rage among the staff here these days. The questions can be pretty hard, so it's frustrating when you can't answer some of them. That's why I've been doing some serious studying on skiing lately. Watch out, kid. Next time I run into you, I'm getting all the questions right. I don't think I'm getting a little too excited about this, do you? This next tune is one of my personal favorites.
nice.
Let's take it for a
Maybe you just start hearing stuff you stick around for long enough. Maybe I just never heard any more chatter because I wasn't in the world for long enough. Boom. Perfect stuff. And I like how you had the wedding up here too. That was really cool. Lots of little things like that. But yeah, so it's not so much the game, I guess, in some ways. Although I say that when I'm playing it, it's just it's the experience of it, not what's in the game. It's the experience of doing stuff in the game. There's elevation, 4 kilometers up. Let's have one last run down. No stakes or anything. We're just gonna have some fun. I'm not worrying about grace. Not even worrying about being fast or anything like that. Just whatever seems fun. Just one last time down to the bottom. It's probably gonna make me fall over or something. Oh, look at that. Physics is on my side today. Why do I say that? I think we can go without going down the extra slope, or the secret slope one more time. No. I think I'll take some other route down. What is my preferred route down? I don't know if I really have one, actually. There are lots of things I like doing here. But I think we can just go down any course here, really. See if there's anyone else on here. But I found a couple other games like Flower or Journey 2, I guess. Those games are a little bit of a different flavor because they're supposed to be a little bit more artsy. And I think they did a good job of it. Both games being by the same studio. But you can just kind of relax, sit back, and do some stuff, at least throughout a lot of it. Both those games get a little bit more tense towards the end! Thank you! I'm not even angry. Beautiful. It's probably the most air I've gotten in this game, by a decent margin. On lots of courses. But I would still like to find some like that, not just to play myself, but also I think they're good Let's Play material. I find that I usually get someone that kind of sits by and watches them and enjoys watching them, with these in particular, because I think part of it might just be that you can tell that I enjoy it. I think that a person playing the game enjoying it goes a long way towards the viewers enjoying it as well. And I have a legitimate enthusiasm for these sorts of games that I don't have for everything else that I play, or that I only sometimes have for other games. Like, for instance, licensed games that I play all the time, they tend not to be that good. I just play them because sometimes they are, and it's worth saying it when they are. And I'm tolerant of them too. I'm willing to be nice to them and not complain too much about them. I like how there are maps you can see here too. I think Granny's done with this chapter of her life, though, here at the resort. I like how there are different... the lines are open in some windows up top on here and not on others. It's not time to say goodnight. It's 15 minutes past Christmas, and thus with Christmas ends this game. Look at that pretty badge that Granny's gotten. With total mastery of the slope and of skiing. So really, that's unfortunate. It looks like you can't actually see credits anywhere. I would, in all seriousness, love to give some credit to the people who made this game that I enjoyed so much, but I don't think... I think this is the one song I was looking for. Yeah, so this song is like 3 minutes or 3.5 minutes. It's surprisingly long. I don't know if the slideshow will end on its own later or not, but it's nice music to end this game with. I enjoyed this, and I hope to enjoy more games like it. Is really all there is to it. All there is to say in the end, I guess. I guess that's really what it boils down to in a way. I can talk about like escapism or like getting engrossed in the role and things like that, and it's a big part of it. It's really what's true about it. But the end of it is that I have fun. And I think other people have fun with it too, and I love how the engagement on games like this that I enjoy so much more seems to be a bit higher compared to lots of other things I play, even sometimes compared to the licensed games I play. An interesting thing I find on this channel is that you might notice I generally try to have like one licensed game and one non-licensed game that I play at any given time. And there are a few reasons for that, but one of them is that I find I get the numbers, like the numbers of views and things like that from the licensed games. Like they're what my channel's built on. And yeah, this would be a lot more cool if I was actually seeing like pictures of Granny at the same time, but oh well. It would be nice memories. But so I get like lots more views and whatnot on like SpongeBob games especially, but I get a lot more engagement on everything else. Interestingly, like my most, like I usually have like a certain number of people. Like it'll be a different person a lot of the time, but not always. Those of you who frequently interact on all my videos, you know who you are, and you have my sincere gratitude. As everyone else does interacts in any way, of course. But oftentimes for any series, I'll also have like 1 or 2 people that actually are really following that and like interacting, and that usually happens not at, well, that happens on my licensed games too actually, but it also tends to happen on the non-licensed ones. And I noticed I tend to get more thumbs ups, for instance, compared to views on my non-licensed games. I'll get like 1/10 the views and as many thumbs ups, for instance, and sometimes as many comments too. It's interesting. It seems like it's a matter of quality over quantity, and I have fun with these. Also, I listen to the song a lot after having ripped it, so I wanted to hear it in game too, because I think it's a nice song. I apologize for not being able to show credits for this game and show credit for everyone that made this, but they have my thanks as well, because I've had so much fun with this. But yes, I can talk about all those details that go into making this a nice experience, but I think that note is that it's fun. I enjoy it. I love playing this game. I loved the sequel, and I hope that I'll also have fun with Go Vacation when the day comes that I decide to play it. And maybe one day I'll find something similar. Maybe not, I don't know. But this channel, I guess, is in part my search for having that sort of fun. I mean, look, I don't even really play video games anymore. I say this from time to time. I only play video games for this channel. I don't even consider myself a gamer at this point. I don't follow video games or anything. I don't know when the new consoles are coming out or what they are. Most of them I've never even seen. I watch videos of video games. They tend to be old ones just by coincidence, I guess. I don't know. But it's hard to put into words, I think, sometimes the satisfaction I get from it. Because look, I don't play these games just to play the games themselves. Like, this would have been fun, yeah, if I just played the game on its own, but it's being able to share the experience with other people. With the licensed games, and sometimes unlicensed ones too, being able to share kind of the nostalgia that other people had, even if it's a game that I haven't played before, being able to see them enjoying it and reliving experiences they had however many years ago, because these are usually old games. It's something that I get a deeper feeling of enjoyment from than just having fun playing a video game. And this game is a good example of that, I think. There's something nice about being able to like share in the world of Granny and the rest of the ski resorts with other people who are watching along and acknowledging it, and at least absorbing it, even if not always acknowledging the exact things that I say and do, although that also often happens. Okay though, but I think that's got to be the actual end of it. So where do we want to end this off on? I think we'll give Granny 1. Last farewell. Somewhere nice. Curious where some of these are. I admit I want to see. I'm curious what the dialogue is for all these. I wish I could show that too. But unfortunately that's not something I can do, in part because I don't have all the pictures. But anyways. Is this the one that I want? Yep. Let's just have a nice scene to end on. This is gonna take forever to upload. What's a good picture for young Granny? I don't know if they have one that's really just waving. I don't think they do. That'd be good. I don't know if these are all the same poses as in the sequel or not. I think they might, some of them might be different. I'm not sure. These are just fun to look at, honestly. Alright though, well I guess that's that. Good night everyone. Merry Christmas to those who are invested in such things. It's the end of my Christmas now. I guess I gotta go to bed. Bye everyone, we'll see Granny again one day. Probably, at least in spirit, if not in body. In Go Vacation. Goodbye everyone.